Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Greenstick Cottage, where I enjoy cross-stitching and other crafts and reading books whenever the cats allow me to. And this is my first FlossTube video, so I've been aware of FlossTube and watching FlossTube for a long time, and so I thought I would dive in because I recently restarted cross-stitching, and so I'm all excited about it. I kind of abandoned it for about a year because my vision was deteriorating and it was more frustrating than enjoyable. But I had cataract surgery, bilateral, last year, and even after the surgery I was kind of scared to try cross-stitching again, lest I be disappointed that my eyes still weren't good enough. And even though I use a magnifier lamp, I was still worried about it, so I kind of avoided it. But I finally started again, and I do have to use the magnifier lamp still, but I can do it and I'm enjoying it. So I thought I would just get going with FlossTube and show, because I'm having to get into my stuff anyway to reorient where I was and the projects I was working on and things like that. So I thought it would be good to do that. Now I'm going to start with FOs. And so one of the last things I worked on last year was this little, it's little tiny, and it looks like this. Home is where the cat is. So this is very apropos, although I have plural cats. And it comes with a little frame. So I still need to fully finish this, but I did finish all the stitching. Oh wow, it was actually 2021. It's been a long time. So there's my little kitty, and I do have two calicos, so this really fit my home. So I'm not sure where I'm going to put it when I get it in the little frame and all that. So, but I am looking forward to it, and I might not get to it right away because I'm enjoying the stitching part of things. So I don't want to take myself off of that. And the other thing, this was my, this also apparently I finished in 2021. And this was my first full coverage piece. And let's see, let me try to show the, well, I guess I don't need to show. It was a Bucilla kit. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but it was this kit right here. And this is how mine turned out. Let's see if I can, there we go. And I'm planning on making this into a pillow for my sister, whose name begins with L. So I thought that was appropriate to give it to her. So I recently was gifted 2 huge totes of fabric and stitching things that I haven't even gone through yet, but I know there's a lot of fabrics, and so I think I will use those to make kind of a patchwork kind of frame for the pillow, to build this up to be a bigger pillow. And so I know she will love it, and I'll be excited to give it to her. And she does stitchy things too, so she likes that kind of stuff. Now as far as whips go, what I dove back in with, I use this for little smalls that I'm working on, so I figured a small was the best thing I should do right now. And so I'm going back to, I was going to make I got a booklet called A Year of Bookmarks. And this is the January one that is going to be snowflakes, I think. And so that's the one I started with. I think there's 12 of these pre-made bookmarks that I got from Hirschner's. And if I can figure out how to do picture-in-picture, I'll put the picture of this pattern. And I might have it on my tablet. Let me see about that. I won't wait for it to turn on, but I'll turn it on just in case it shows up later on. So at least I'll have it accessible, because I think it might be there and I could show it that way if I can't do the picture-in-picture. So I've done the dark blue background down to here, and then I'm going to start doing some more of this. This is not all white in these spots. Some of it is like ultralight, very ultralight blue or something that looks almost white to me. And this is all DMC that I've been using, except for the kits. I used whatever was in the kits. And so these are the colors right here. And as you can see, some of these aren't just plain white, and but I love all the colors, the icy looking blues. And I've never seen anybody do threads exactly the way I do, so I might show that. Here's a good one to show it on. In this case, I just got the paper ones at Walmart, the little floss bobbins, and I just punched holes. And so this part, let's see if I can hold it still enough. This part is like the full floss that hasn't been used yet. When I have to cut it, and I have a full length of floss that is less than 6 strands, I put them in this hole. Then after I've used it, if I have any leftovers, I wrap them around and anchor them. It's kind of hard to show on the white. And I anchor them on the bottom there. I don't think any of these other colors have it, but maybe on something else. And so until the cardboard, the cardstock or whatever these are made of, until that, this one shows up better, the blue. You can see where I wrapped it around, and that way I know what I've got there. It's like, so I try to use up the leftovers first, and then I go to the, partial that's less than 6 strands, but it's still full length. And then as a last resort, I go to the original. So, and these last pretty well until they don't, until it tears. And I don't mind the little holes. I just jab them in there, and but I might get a bigger hole punch and see next time I make some. And all right, next we have, so that's what I'm currently actively working on, and hoping to get that one done in the dead of summer. But I wanted to make at least 4 of the 12, one for each season. And so we'll see how that goes. Now, next, let me pull out, okay. I use these for storage. These are document tubes, and I got them at Amazon in a package of 2, one white and one blue, and then I put little tags on here to tell me what it is. So this one has whips, and that way I roll them up in here, and they stay pretty straight and don't get too wrinkly. And so I'm opening this up for the first time since I stopped working on them. So it'll be, oh, I have one that I was actively working on. Let me grab that one. By the way, I use backpacks to store my tools and projects in, because I have cats, and isn't it ironic? They're all cat backpacks. This one's black velvet, and I get a little kick out of that. Yeah, this big cat is going to keep you guys out, and so that way they're all everything's safely inside and zippered up, and so I'm very careful about that, because that is life with cats. And so this one was the last larger piece I was working on, and it is from a kit, and let's see, Jan Lynn, and it's called Joy in the Journey. And I just loved the colors on this, and the bees, and so this was, I think I started it, oh gosh, I don't even know, 2019, 18, something like that. And so I'm, fairly far along. Now this one's been rolled up in the bag. So I think all I have left is the border. So that's where I was at, and that's where I stopped. And anyway, I've just thoroughly enjoyed this one. And so now I'm filling in all those little parts of the border. So looking forward to doing that one again. I just love the little bees. I love that kind of art. All right, now let's see what's in the mystery, the tube. Yeah. And let me just see if I can pull up those bookmarks, because they're so cute, and you could see what other ones are in that. I think I got it off of Patterns Central, which I think is the same as Annie's Digital. I think that's where I got it. There it is, A Year of Bookmarks. So let's see if I can kind of enlarge that so you can see them. And if I can get the glare to cooperate, you can see the blue and white one that I'm working on, and all the others. I'm planning on making the one with the seashells for summer, the one with the autumn leaves for autumn, and the daisies for spring. I'm not sure how many of the others I'll try, but I want to at least get those 4, so I have one for each season. So that's, and speaking of cats, here we have one trying to get in the middle of everything. Okay, now to pull this out. So they're all rolled up together, and they're kind of squished on the ends, but let's see. So at least they stayed safe in the tube from the marauders and the elements. No, you're not supposed to be playing with that. Yeah, this should be fun. All right, getting down to the bottom of it. This. All right. Oh, these were the threads for Joy in the Journey, so I better put those with that. Okay. I can't remember what year this was, but it was whatever Fox and Rabbit were before they became Fox and Rabbit. This was their freebie for their free stitch along for that year, and I decided to do. Anyway, it was called Talavera, and here's the main piece, and that's how far I got. And I used J&P Coats threads for this, I got a packet at Walmart and that I liked of the variegateds and black, and these are like Spanish tiles in the part of Spain that I have DNA from. So I looked up there and tried to learn about it, and but I love this design. It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to definitely finish that one of these days too. And then it also had ornaments for each month's release. So I decided to make the ornaments a separate piece, and I got 3 of them done. And I just love this kind of art. I just think it is so pretty, and I like the colors that I got, and so I'm looking forward to that one too. And these are both just on white. Now I grew up, I was taught it's Aida, so I should probably tell a little bit about that. My mother cross-stitched, and I wanted to cross-stitch when I was a little girl. And one time when we were in Solvang, California, which is a little Danish village, the little shop there is called Thumbelina, the cross-stitch shop, and I think it's still there. And anyway, so I kept nagging my mom, please, can't I do cross-stitch? And so she finally got me some, and then she would give me any scraps she had, and she had a lot of books of charts and things, and so I did a lot of cross-stitching starting when I was a little girl. And this one, I don't know if if I can find the picture for this, I'll try to insert it, on the side. But this is a Proverbs, I think it goes this way. And it is a Proverbs sampler, Ecclesiastes, sorry. The time for everything, and that what's the musical group that did they did a time to heal, a time, anyway, my dad loved that song in the 60s, and so did I. And so this is, I've gotten some of the roses done, and but I think I was using 18 count, and I think I was going to change and I think I was using 3 strands or something, and it was too bulky, I thought. But I'll have to decide that. My daughter wants that one of my daughters. And then I started the Sarcy Girls Pandemic Sampler, and again, if I can find the picture of what it's supposed to look like, I'll put it up here. But mine is this far along, and I can't remember. This is Aida, and it might be 16 count, I think. And I just loved the colors, so I used the colors. I kept the colors as what she put, and I love the little motifs. And I started my journey to losing 286 pounds when I started this sampler, or after, I think it was after I had already started losing the weight, and I decided I was going to make it, and so I call it the Transformation Sampler, because I'm doing it since my journey began in 2020 to it's been 3 years. I figured that was a good way to kind of memorialize that. And there are 2 women in the center of this piece. It's big, and I figured they would represent my former self and my current or future self. So that is, I'm really looking forward to finishing that. And then I just got a teeny tiny start on this, and this one's on Lugana. I can't remember the count, but it was definitely too small for my eyes, even with my magnifier lamp. I'm hoping that now it won't be, but because I really want to do this piece, and I have to show you the picture. I'll have to figure out how to add the picture in. It's called Cats in Floral Hats, and oh my gosh, I love it. But all I've done so far is just this little white lacy part of the border. And so yeah, I was really sad when I couldn't just really run with this pattern, but again, I don't know, I can't remember the numerical count on this Lugana, but I love the color. It's a kind of a violet color. It looks blue or kind of bluish white here, but it's more of a purple, and it's beautiful, and it feels good when I'm working on it. So and so I tend to keep my my whips in that tube, and then I keep all the threads for the whips that I'm working on in here. So here's Talavera's, or some of Talavera's anyway. I think that's what this is. I should have put labels on here too, on all of these. Well, here's some of them. Yeah, I think this is all Talavera, because you can see I use the Ziploc snack bags for the JMP coats, and so there's all these different variegateds, and so I think that's all those are, and so we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really figure things out. I should have written more notes to myself to know what's what. And so let me pull out. These are the threads for the pandemic sampler that I'm calling the my transformation sampler, and they're gorgeous, just really, really pretty. And some of them are in here, but some of them are all wadded up in a bag, and so I tend to keep these in the backpack, and while the fabric part is rolled up into the document tube. These are the colors. This whole bag are, I think there were like 88, a huge amount of colors for the Cats in Floral Hats. And the designer, I met her on Instagram, and she told me that the cats in the piece are cats she had. They were her cats, and none of them are alive anymore, but she told me their names, that they are Simba, Lucy, Nightmare, and Garfield. And so I am looking forward to crocheting those, or stitching those cats. Yeah, I just don't even know how many. That's how many. All the you know, trying to get them all ordered, all the colors. That's how many. So all of those are safely in this bag, and I got some big fabric here for, I don't know, I can't remember what I got it for, but it's a big thing of white. I think it was for one of the fox and rabbit designs, like maybe the Quaker one, because I wanted to do the Quaker one too in pastels. So that's what we've got there. Here's another cat themed backpack that I have things in, and so I'm going to start at the front. And I had this pattern back in the 90s, this chart, and I was able to get it again. And it's lavender and lace. It's too kind of glary there. And I just thought this was beautiful back when I originally got it. And it is Sweet Dreams is the name of it. And so I hope to get this one done before I die. So that's very precious to me because I still had babies. I still hadn't had all my babies when I originally got that pattern. They weren't all born yet. So I was frequently in that position of holding babies. And now these are, my kits are all stored in here. So I'm just gonna show those real quickly. This one, I think I got this one at Walmart, but it's a full coverage cat. And Bucilla. And so it's like I have 5 cats. So you'd think I have enough live cats, but I still like everything, cats and more cats. And I think I got this one at Walmart too. Jan Lynn. Live simply, love truly, laugh freely. So I liked that little sentiment. These I got on Amazon and I absolutely love them. They're just gorgeous. So I got these 3, Faith, and there's and it's got beads. These, I think they all have beads. Yeah, they do. And so this one has dragonflies. Faith. I love it. And Hope has a dove, or it has doves, and more beads. And see those there. These are from Design Works, I guess, is what it looks like. And Joan Elliott, copyright Joan Elliott, Design Works Crafts. And this one is Love with roses. And blue beads. So yeah, those are gonna be fun. And then I got 2 more. I loved those so much that I got 2 more. And this one is Dream with butterflies. And green beads. And there somewhere. There they are. And Imagine with a unicorn, my favorite mythological animal. So cats are my favorite real life animal. I'm not seeing beads on this one, at least in the back. I'm not seeing any beads, but I don't care. It's got a unicorn. That's enough. Okay, so all of those Design Works kits, I just love them. So that's all that's in there in that pocket. And let's see what treasures I can find in the big pocket. This is great. My sister gifted me this, and look at those colors. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful colors. And what it is it's the Desiderata. So that should be quite a piece when it gets done. So that one I love. And let's see. And the Serenity Prayer, the Jan Lynn kit. And I love lighthouses too. So anything that has a lighthouse, I'm going to be attracted to that. And especially the red striped ones. That's neat. And this one, I got the Imagine and the Believe to flank this kit, which is called Woodland Castle. So it's got all these little woodland animals and the castle in the center, in the rear, in the far away. And so I thought the unicorn and the butterflies would be nice on either side, since it's kind of a fairy tale piece, this one, and all the threads in there. And then I kitted up this one on my own. Let me see if I can put all these back in there so I don't mess them up. And this I can't remember, how did I get this? I think it might have been at the library book sale, but I used to subscribe to this magazine, and I had a whole bunch of them. I don't know what happened to them, but it is cross country stitching. It's one of their special editions that is ABC's, and so it's from 2005. And I chose to do the first project in here is called Little Shops. If you can see those. And let me do the other side. There's some more. And so all the little shops are in, alphabetical order in the charts anyway. I won't show the charts, but let me see. But there's, like baskets, ice cream, homespun, jellies and jams, tea shop, outhouses for O, zithers for Z, pottery, weave, there's a weaver, yarn shop, an embroidery shop, a meeting house. So, and there's a cross stitch shop, a veterinarian, utensils. Anyway, so every letter of the alphabet is represented in one of these little shops. So there's 26 of them. And I decided, so I cut, I think I used Aida again, and I think it's 14 count. And so I cut up all 26 to fit the little shops on here. And I figured what I would do with them when I got done stitching them is make a quilt out of them, a wall hanging, and we'll see how I do with that when I get to that point. But that's the way I want to fully finish this, and there are a lot of threads in here for all of these 26. So I've got them all in the Ziploc bag for when I actually am going to get started on that. So that one is on my radar. It's closer than some other ones that are on my radar, because at least I've got all the threads and the fabric cut out and all the threads ready to go. So, and then this is my other cat backpack, and she has glitter up here in the face part that shakes around. And I think mainly in here I have tools, like the mag eyes and let's see. Yeah, the board, magnetic board with all the and the easel for the magnetic board, things like that. And also I got these from 123 Stitch, where it's a bunch of samples, I guess, of different fabrics. And so I got one that's Aida, and it's all different colors and stuff, and one with linen. And I figured these would be good for little small things, and one with even weave. And so I haven't used any of these yet, but I'm storing them in here for whenever I want to make a little small thing. I've got several to choose from. I think there were, how many in each one? Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's eight different fabrics in each one. So that kind of brings me to the end. Those other tubes, I have one for FOs that are in need of full finishing. I have one, ooh, that's a pretty one. Look at that one with the green. That one's pretty. And I have one for fabrics that I haven't used yet that I can choose from. And what is the third one? Boy, you'd think I would know by now. Let's see. FOs. Thank goodness I put the tags on them. Fabric. And oh, current focus. Current focus. So that's where I'm supposed to put whatever one I'm currently working on to keep it from getting all wrinkly. So I'm glad I thought of that and marked them and put tags on them. And also for some storage and stuff I call these ammo boxes. I got them at Walmart because they look like ammo boxes except they're plastic instead of metal. And so I store flosses and floss drops and, you know, the tacky glue and the little tags I use to put on things, and freight check, the rings, you know, the rings for hanging the floss drops from. And so I keep miscellaneous stuff in here, and these are some more of the Coats and Clark J&P coats. Yeah, this is the one I got that I wanted to do the Quaker one with. It's called Macaroons, but I love those colors together. So one of these days I'll get going on that one. And I also thought the shape of these boxes was pretty good for storing my DMC floss in the Ziploc snack bags. These bags here, and so I just put a 3x5 card with the color number. But most everything I've got right now is assigned to a project, so this is all I have that's been filed in here. But they go nicely like this, and with the cards showing. So kind of like a little file box in a way. And and I've already got threads ready for more. Oh, this is for the fall bookmark. For that, well, it's actually for all three of the others. It's for the fall and the summer and the spring. So I've got all the flosses ready to go for that. And then there were some other bookmarks I wanted to do that were called the Pretty Kitty bookmarks. And I have the threads for those. Those are done on 14 count plastic canvas. So I did get some. I can't remember where I put that. Probably with my other plastic canvas supplies. But anyway, I'll dig those out and make it. And here are those pre-made bookmarks I talked about that come in a package, I believe, of 12 that I got from Hirschner's, and they're all different colors on the serging on the edges. So you can see there. So I chose the white one for the winter bookmark because I thought it complemented the snowflakes really well. So that's pretty much the end of my all the stuff I got out just to see where I was at and what can I work on next. but I really want to start finishing things instead of starting things. So that's why I'm working on the bookmark. I thought I need to get, some maybe not immediate gratification, but some quicker gratification to inspire me to keep going and finishing other things. Now, I did get to a library book sale, and I got a bunch of stuff I love. So I'm going to go through those real quickly. And this is the Cross Stitcher magazine from June 1999, and there's a Precious Moments in there, a wedding sampler, and this cross-stitching angel, and ever so many more lovely things. So there's another look at the angel. And anyway, just love these kinds of things. And anyway, I better not go through every one of them because it'll take a long time. This is April-May 1989, Cross Quick. And can you guess why I grabbed this one? Yet another cat. I used to have this magazine, and I subscribed to this one also for many years, for however many years it was going, and it's another thing. I don't know where it is, what happened to it. I thought this was so cool. This is rag cross stitch on welcome mats, and yeah, I want to try my hand at that. So that is pretty. Anyway, I've done rag crochet before, but these are fabric strips, and that I used fabric strips for that. But these are fabric strips that you cross stitch with on those even weave mats. So that the cat and those mats were the main reason I got this, but there's other pretty stuff in there. All right, this is another magazine for years and years I subscribed to, and don't know what happened to all my copies, but this is September-October 1986, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. So you've got I'll cover up the person's label here if I can, and I just grabbed it because that's what it was. And but there's a Kitty Day parade. So I will always find something that I want to make in these magazines, because I just, that's why I subscribed to them. I loved them. This is December 86. And you can see the Nutcracker there. Oh, I forgot to cover that. And I haven't even gone through these to see what else, but I'm sure there's more. And January, February 1987, and you have Noah's Ark on the cover. And gosh, I can't even. Anyway, lots of pretty things, of course. And January, February 1988, the clock. I remember this issue. I may have made something from this issue because it looked so familiar to me. So I am going to quickly go through here. Maybe I just wanted to make that clock. I don't know. Oh, now I remember, yes. I made these hearts. And no, I did not make these. It's similar to what I made. But it's so cute. Oh, and this magazine used to do these. Oh, I loved these. The little children ones. They had a series of these. Like up here in the corner is a girl. And in this issue, the boy is in here. I loved those. I thought those were so neat. Okay, now this one is March, April 1993. And you got some Delft looking stitching there. And yeah, I just love these. There's so many. Here's another old-fashioned. They must have started another series with the old-fashioned children. And there's the girl. There's a girl up there. So, and then we have January, February 1996 with a flower shop on the cover. And ooh, let's see. There's one. That one's pretty. And you have kind of a the bridges of Madison County. Anyway, I guess they had a series of the bridges, covered bridges. So nice. And then now we're going to the booklets or leaflets. I loved this, Rooms with a View. And so they all have different views in them. But isn't that clever? I like that. And I love the cat up there. So that one. And all right, another real life animal I love is the peacock. So here's Peacock Tapestry. And who's that by? Oh, Teresa Wensler. No wonder I love it. I used to love all her stuff. So that's Peacock Tapestry. And Barbara and Cheryl. This is called A Change of Pace. And I really love this. It's like the Old South veranda. You know, the big wraparound veranda. There's such a, peaceful feeling to that one. And this is called Country Love Connection 2 from Cross Stitch Cupboard by Susan Hernshaw Gilzik. And it's just a bunch of little country type pieces, country decor. And here's some more on the back. And of course, this one caught my eye. Airing the Quilts. One of them's called Airing the Quilts. I like that. Paula Vaughn, Sweet Violets. Purple's my favorite color, so of course I nabbed this. And yes. This one's called One Nice Thing After Another. Designs by Gloria and Pat. And we have Faith, Hope, Love, and Home on the front here. And on the back it looks like birth samplers and some other like family oriented. So I wonder if there's any pictures in the middle. Sometimes there's more. Oh yes, a little bit more easier to see. Lots of them. So that one will be interesting. And then I got a couple of hardbacks. And this is from 1989, an American Sampler from the Vanessa Ann collection, Quilt Designs in Cross Stitch. So anything quilty I'm gonna love. And so I don't think I even looked through here. I just grabbed it based on the cover and the title. And mostly I'm seeing, let's see if I can find some photos instead of some charts here. Oh, that one's cute. Look at the little girl looking out the window with the quilt. So yeah, all of these have a quilt in them, I think. Yeah. Trying to find another picture that might be, oh, a rabbit. So that's what that one is looking like. And then another Vanessa Ann Victorian cross stitch. I love Victorian pretty much everything, especially literature. So so anything that can accompany that and is gonna put a smile on my face. And let's see what I can find. Oh, that's kind of pretty, the hearts. Like ornaments. And pansies. And looks like violets too. And trying to find the big pictures that show up well. Geese and a timbered house. Kind of too glary there, but anyway, so that was that. And then I got some more that were not cross stitched but embroidery, Brazilian 3-dimensional embroidery. And so in the big totes that I was gifted, she had a bunch of crewel embroidery. Now I don't know if this is crewel or ribbon. It looks like it's actual embroidery wool or something, but I'll have to investigate that a little further. But lots of transfers in here for these designs. So yeah, so I don't know, I might have the supply. If I have the supplies for it, I probably will try it. And then this is a hardback, and I used to do silk ribbon embroidery, and who knows where my supplies or patterns are, but at least I have a book now. I don't know, can you even get silk ribbon I mean, it was all the rage at one point in time, but I don't remember seeing any recently. But look at that headband. Isn't that pretty? I just loved doing the silk ribbon embroidery. That was probably back in the 90s when I did it. So I might try it again if I can find the supplies for it. Very 90s looking, huh? All right, and then I figured I'm trying to set up, redo my craft room to where it's usable again, because a long story, but it's really packed in there with stuff, and I need to declutter it and get it organized. So I picked this up at the library book sale, Organizing Solutions for Every Quilter. But I figure it will help with any crafting organization, and so it's got all kinds of things in here, and I might get some good ideas that I can put to use. Now we're getting to the quilting. This is cross stitch and quilting, If I Held a Star. And of course this is why I grabbed it. The unicorn and the little girl right there, that's a cross stitch piece. And it's got all kinds of cross stitchy and quilty things. Here's the back. They actually had 2 copies of these, and but I just got one. And so I might dip into that one of these days. And this is an applique book. So this is Nature's Chorus, and so it's got a bunch of applique patterns in here, so and a lot of ways to use them. And so once I get my craft room set up and get my sewing machine set up, I can start doing quilting again. That was another one that kind of went by the wayside. So I'm looking forward to getting back, and I do know where a lot of my quilting stuff is. It's buried in storage, in the storage room, and I don't know how many animals have had their way with it, but whatever I can salvage, I'm going to salvage. Now these are window treatments, and it says sew no more. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, I want to make some things like this to put on my windows. I like them. So again, when I get the sewing machine set up, I don't know if they're even so. It looks like there has to be some sewing done on these. But anyway, I thought it was pretty. So that's my current status of my acquisitions and what I'm working on, and so hopefully I'll get something done so I can make another video because otherwise it'd be the same old thing. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.